What's up, adventurers? My name is Platinum Phoenix, and welcome back to Ocarina of Time. Last time, we went around and saw what we could do with our newly acquired bombs. And this time, we're going to be heading to Zora's domain to see if we can get the last of the spiritual stones. Hoo-hoo! Looks like you've gotten bigger and stronger already, Link. Just ahead lies Zora's domain. The Zoras serve Hyrule's royal family by protecting the water source. Their door will not open to anyone except for those who have some connection to the royal family. Let them hear the melody of the royal family. Hoo hoo hoot! You know, some actually good information from the owl for once. I mean, it's information that we have heard and done like 3 or 4 times before, but good information is still good information. But next up, I want to head over here and show that there is a signal here from the Shard of Agony. But if we put a bomb down here and let it blow up, you can see that we actually cannot open this hidden grotto right now with anything we have. But I do want to pick this up and show that now that we have magic, we can find magic jars, which will fill our magic meter up from grass and things that can be exploded from bombs, as well as like in hidden grottos and stuff. But next up, I want to talk to this guy. Chop, chop, chop. How about some magic beans? They aren't selling very well. How about 10 rupees for one? Sure. So, magic beans. Find a suitable spot for a garden and plant it with 1 XY or 2. Then wait for something to happen. If you want to plant beans, go around and look at the look for soft soil. Chomp, chomp, chomp. So, I actually want to buy as many magic beans as I can, but as you can see, he is inflating the prices of the magic beans as we buy them. And I believe his dialogue changes slightly. How about the magic beans? They are getting to be quite popular. 30 rupees for one. How about it? They're getting to be quite popular. I'm literally the only person here buying them. What about the next one? They're all the rage. 40 for one. That is the last one we can actually afford. And I want to show what they could do. So I'm going to go into my items and equip it to 1. And show that on this magic, or not magic soil, on the soft soil, we can press the item button and plant the magic bean, and they will sprout. We can't actually do anything with this yet, but I do want to plant as many as I can, as early as I can. So I'm going to be basically coming here and picking up magic beans as often as I'm able to. But the most astute of you may have noticed that there's a Cuckoo here. And a couple of episodes ago, I mentioned that the only Cuckoos that were in the game were over in Kakariko Village. So I was wrong. I completely forgot that there is a couple of Cuckoos here in the Zora River, but I believe this is the only other place that Cuckoos appear other than Kakariko Village. But we are just going to take this Cuckoo all the way up the river. And actually, while we are going up here, you may have noticed these blue Tektites here. They are the stronger version of the red Tektites, which just means they have more health and do more damage than the red Tektites do. And you want to know how much extra damage they do? 4 times what the red Tektites do. The the red Tektites do a quarter heart of damage if they touch you. The blue Tektites, on the other hand, do a full heart of damage if they touch you. And Cuckoo, get over here. I hate these Cuckoos. They are so difficult to pick up when they start running, and after you throw them, you only have like a second or 2 to pick them up. So you know what I'm going to do with this Cuckoo? I'm going to throw it into the water and show that if you actually throw it into deep enough water or leave it alone for too long, it will fly back to its original location. So that one flew all the way back to the start of the Zora River. But next up here, there's actually a couple of hidden grottos I want to go in. In this first one, there is a lone fish in this puddle. I am so sorry. This cannot be good living conditions for this fish. But the main thing I actually want to pick up here is this chest that has 20 rupees in it. giving us a bit of a refund for the magic beans that we've just bought. But next up, I want to blow up this rock, and I want to make sure that I go to the opposite side of the rock to blow it up, because if the bomb hits the Kuko, it counts as you damaging it. I think that Kuko just jumped off the cliff. But if the bomb hits the Kuko, it counts as you damaging it, and they will go into their revenge squad mode. But down underneath that boulder is a fairy fountain, and I would recommend collecting a fairy if you don't have one. I already have a fairy, so I'm not going to worry about it. But also, we do need that Kuko, but luckily for us, if we go down one of the hidden grottos and come back up, the Kuko will respawn back up here with us, which is good for us, because I would not want to have to go chase it down again. But what we need to do is use the Kuko to fly down there to that piece of heart. I just want to align to where the Kuko will most likely land on the land behind the piece of heart and jump off and kind of let go of the Kuko to land on this piece of heart. And okay, good. The Kuko did in fact land on the land. I think it actually fell into the water, but it hopped up here, which is good for us because we also need the Kuko for later down the river as well. So we're just going to throw it up here. And I actually want to talk more about what I was saying about the Kukos, because I just thought I threw it off the edge. I was going to be so upset. They are actually pretty difficult to pick up. I'm actually having a pretty decent time doing it now. But they like to sit for maybe 3 seconds and then start running around. And you have to be perfectly still in order to pick them up, because if you're moving at all, Link is going to roll. And it's really annoying. But as we go up here, there is another new enemy. That is an Octorok. It is a completely water-bound enemy, meaning it will always stay in the water. But it will also jump vertically out of the water in order to shoot rocks at you and damage you that way. So the easiest way to deal with them is just to target them and shoot them with stuff like your fairy slingshot. But by taking the Kuko all the way up here and flying across here, we can get another piece of heart. And I think that is pretty much everything we need to do in the Zora River. I do want to show there is this pool of water here that's actually pretty deep. And Link, no, I don't want to climb up. I actually want to dive down to show that there is a door down here, but we can't actually dive far enough down to reach that door. So that is something we will have to keep in mind for later. But if we come over here, Sleepless Waterfall. The flow of this waterfall serves the king of Hyrule. When the king slumbers, so too does this fall. Basically telling you to play Zelda's Lullaby like every other time that we have to stand on one of these plaques. Welcome to Zora's Domain, Land of the Zoras. Zora's Domain is interesting to me because there's a lot of different things here that translates to future games, since the Zoras will usually be found in Zora's Domain across all of the Zelda games. But I want to talk to this Zora. Who are you? We are the Zoras, the proud aquatic people. So, you say you have some connection with Hyrule's royal family? Well, what do you want from us? Well, the spiritual stone, but I don't think you're going to give it to me. But getting back to the Zoras themselves, this is not technically their first appearance. Zoras have two different forms, and depending on which form you're talking about, delineates which game they first appeared in. Zoras can be either friendly, like they are here, or they have an enemy form, which originated all the way back in the very first Legend of Zelda games. The enemy Zora were fish-like enemies that would shoot fireballs and laser beams at you if you got too close to them. And like all Zoras, they actually live near the water in that game. Meaning that if you get near the water, you are usually going to find an enemy Zora. But the friendly Zoras originated in Ocarina of Time, and they are designed to have these sleek fish-like bodies that make them excellent swimmers. But by bringing this fire all the way down here, we can get this large chest, which has our third piece of heart for the episode. That's 2 episodes in a row that has given us 3 pieces of heart. But I want to pull out my fairy bottle next and actually release this fairy because I want to catch a fish, which may seem weird, but trust me, you want to catch a fish now. It will be important. Maybe not this episode, but next episode. But getting back to the Zoras as a race, since they have these sleek fish-like bodies that makes them excellent swimmers, they are almost always in charge of the waters of Hyrule. Basically, no matter which game they are in. But what I want to do now is I want to go around and see some stuff around Zora's domain, mostly because these Zoras don't seem to be in any imminent threat like the Gorons were. At least, if they are, they're not really showing it. But next up, I want to go over here. High dive practice spot. Are you confident in your diving skills? I mean, I couldn't even reach the door outside, so probably not. But what do you have to say? Our diving game is 20 rupees. Want to play? Yes, I do. Okay. Pick up all the rupees I throw from here. You will have only a limited amount of time. When you pick them all up, come back here. I will give you something very nice. Start. So, for this diving game, we have a certain amount of time. I believe it's like 50 seconds. And what we need to do is jump off of the waterfall and then position ourselves above the rupees and dive down and collect all of them. You do have a little bit of wiggle room in the water that you can actually move a little bit. But since we can't stay under the water for very long, it's not really that much of a wiggle or that much of an air pocket that you have. Hey, congratulations, you got something very nice for you. Come and get it. So as we are swimming this way, you might notice there is another door down here in the water of the Zora's domain. And actually, what do you have to say? Nope, don't dive. Talk to the Zora. Have you seen Lord Jabu Jabu? No, I have not. Oh, that's not good. Everyone who comes here should see Lord Jabu Jabu at least once. Zora's fountain is just beyond King Zora's throne. That is where Lord Jabu Jabu swims. But unless you have King Zora's permission, you can't go to Zora's fountain. That is something we should probably keep in mind. But getting back to the minigame we just played, you probably noticed that he only threw blue rupees down. The first time you play this minigame, it will always be all blue rupees, but you can play that minigame more than once, and each time you play it, he will throw down a different assortment of rupees. And he actually has the record in this game for the biggest rupee that you can get. He has the option of throwing down a giant orange rupee, which will fully fill your wallet regardless of what wallet you have. Meaning that this guy right here might be the best way to farm money in the game. What a graceful dive. Now please take this. This is a scale of our kind. With this, you can dive much deeper under the water. You got the silver scale. Jump into the water and press A. You can dive deeper than you could before. So, what that allows us to do, it actually just gives us more time underwater, which in turn allows Link to dive deeper because he doesn't need to come up as quickly to breathe. But that's basically everything in Zora's domain that we want to do. So next up, King Zora's throne room. To hear the king's royal proclamation, stand up on the platform and speak to him. Oh my dear sweet Princess Ruler, where has she gone? I'm so worried. So, it doesn't seem like we're gonna get much out of the king right now. He seems to be worried about his daughter. And he said that she's not here So looking around Zora's domain doesn't really work, but we have a couple of context clues and places we can look. Since we just got the silver scale, we can now go far enough under the water to go either into this door right here or into the door directly outside of Zora's domain in the Zora River. But since we are already in Zora's domain, I think we want to go down here and look through this door first. And this leads us to Lake Hylia. And I just want to pull up the map one more time that I used when we went from Goron City to the Lost Woods to show that tunnel has to travel all of Hyrule. It is so far. And we just got the silver scale that allows us to breathe. How long, actually? 6 seconds underwater. Meaning Link, to not drown, had to make that entire swim in 6 seconds. Either that or he just learned to breathe underwater. That's an option too. But what we actually need here in Lake Hylia is right here. You got an empty bottle. It doesn't look very empty to me. I guess empty in this case is subjective. Also, I want to point out, if we swim over here, you might notice some bubbles every once in a while. That is where a Zora will come up. You can actually see the bubbles on top of him right now. If you don't see a Zora, you will see the bubbles. That is actually a trick that they used in the 64 version to allow them to not have to render in all of these Zoras at the same time. They actually used the same trick for the Kokiri with the fairies. The fairies could be rendered from a longer distance. But what do you have to say? I am a Zora. Have you seen anything strange in the lake? The river carries many things into this lake. Yes, I have actually. We just got a quote-unquote empty bottle. But with it, I think we should head back to King Zora. Alright, back at the king, all we want to do is put the message in a bottle in our, I guess, toolbar, and then show it to the king.
Oh, this letter, it is from Princess Ruto. Let's see. She's inside Lord Jabu Jabu? That's not possible. Our guardian god, Lord Jabu Jabu, would never eat my dear Princess Ruto. But since that stranger Ganondorf came here, Lord Jabu Jabu has been a little green around the gills. The evidence seems clear. Of course, go find Princess Ruto. You can pass through here to the altar of Lord Jabu Jabu. I'll keep the letter, you keep the bottle it was in. Take it respectfully. Please find my dear Princess Ruto immediately.
Alright, so I sped that up for you, but I love this part of the game. I find it so funny that it takes him forever to scoot what is basically like 2 feet across, and I find it so funny. I just look forward to seeing him scoot all the way over there every time I play this game. But now we have made it to Zora's Fountain and the altar of Lord Jabu Jabu. So I think we are going to end this episode here. I hope that everyone enjoyed watching. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Next time, we go inside of Lord Jabu Jabu to see if we can find Princess Ruto. But until then, happy adventuring.